Namaste. My name is Gayatri and it's time for some nice easy stretching to ease away the tension, have you feeling nice and relaxed and calm. So we're going to start off with a little bit of breathing. I'm going to practice some 3-part yoga breath today. So if you've got a bolster or cushion that you need to sit on, grab that now, or block. Just elevating your hips a little bit helps to keep your spine nice and straight and the front of your body nice and open. We don't want to be caving into the chest. So roll the shoulders back and down. Keep your neck nice and long, chin parallel to the floor. Bringing your awareness to your breath at the nostrils, just feeling the rhythm of the breath, just getting in tune with the rhythm of your breath to begin with. Now we'll place our hands on our belly below the navel, drawing the breath deep into the lungs so that the belly expands. And as you exhale, belly contracts in. Letting your abdomen be completely soft. One more breath into the lower lungs. And we'll cross the arms over and place the hands on the ribs, breathing into the middle lungs now. So as you inhale, ribs expand out to the sides. As you exhale, they contract into the core of the body. Feel the 3-dimensional movement of your lungs as you breathe. And then we'll uncross the hands, placing them up onto the chest. Breathing into the upper lungs now. As you inhale, chest expands. As you exhale, chest softens. One more breath into the upper lungs. We'll place one hand back down on the belly below the navel, and we're joining all 3 breaths for a full yoga breath, complete yoga breath. So as you inhale, the belly expands, then the ribs, then the chest. As you exhale, it's the opposite. Chest softens, ribs draw in, navel draws in. Three more big, deep breaths. And releasing your hands, just relaxing your breathing. Just being aware that that little bit of breathing has increase the calmness and still the mind a little. We're going to place our hands onto our knees now for some seated cat-cow. We're going to lift the chest up to the ceiling as we arch the back and then round the back, drawing the forehead down, rounding up between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting, exhale, rounding. Coming to a neutral spine, we'll bring the feet together for Baddha, cobbler's pose, taking the ankles or the tops of the feet, keeping your spine nice and long. Remember you have a string attached to your crown. Someone is pulling you gently upwards. I'm just going to relax the groin, let the knees sink to the floor. And then we'll take the knees and gently lift, and we're going to take the left shin to line up with the front of the mat. Right shin lines up with the outside of the edge of your mat. If your hips are a little uneven. Sorry. We can pop our bolster underneath our left hip. So deer pose here. We're going to inhale up and exhale over to the left. Inhale, sweeping up, exhale, over to the right. Inhale, sweep up, exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, sweep up, exhale to the front, and you can walk forward. And then walking back. And we're going to bring the right ankle or the right heel onto the left calf or fire log. You can bring your foot up onto your knee if you like, if you need a deeper stretch. If it's too intense for you, you can bring this left foot in closer to you. And then we'll bring the, line up the right shin with the front of the mat, left shin with the outside of your mat. Sitting on a bolster, popping the bolster under your right hip. If your hips are not level, inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twisting. Inhale up. Exhale to the front of the legs, walking forward. Just letting those hips relax. sliding the hands back, we'll bring this left heel onto the calf. Come forward if you need to. If you need a deeper stretch, just make sure if you are coming forward that you first of all have your heel on your knee and your knee on your bottom foot. So that's first things first, and then you can start to come forward. And then we'll cross our legs, take the arms up, extend the spine and bring the hands to the front. This should feel a little easy for you now after all that nice hip stretching. And then sliding the hands back, we're going to come over onto hands and knees. Fix this poor old guitar up. Okay, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips for some cat-cow. Lift the sit bones and then round the back, tuck the tailbone under. Gazing at your thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Coming to a neutral spine. We'll swing the right leg out behind and then over to the left. You can come onto the ball of the foot or the top of the foot and swing around so you're making a C shape out of the body, almost like you're trying to get your knee towards your nose. No, sorry, yes, that's right. Or your nose towards your knee. And then we'll take that leg behind, coming onto the ball of the foot. You can just press back into the heel, or you can lift the knee up off the floor if that works better. Whatever gives you a better calf stretch. Then we'll swing this leg out to the side, coming onto the sole of the foot. Toes are pointing towards the front. And we've got the heel or the arch lined up with the knee. Coming down onto forearms or chest or forehead. Coming back up onto hands, bring your knee underneath your hip. Left leg swings out behind, then over to the right, coming onto the ball or the top of the foot. Swinging around, making that nice C shape. And then leg behind, line it up with your hip, come onto the ball of the foot, lift the knee if you need to, or just simply push back into that heel. And then we'll swing the leg out to the side, toes pointing forward, arch lined up with the knee, coming down to wherever you need to get that really nice deep stretch through the inner thigh, hamstring, groin. Coming up onto hands. Bring your knee underneath your hip. 3 more cat-cows. I'm going to swing the right arm up and then take it behind the left arm, coming onto the shoulder and temple. You can use your bolster if you like, if you're a bit tight in the shoulder or back. Wrapping your arm around your back, lifting that shoulder, rolling it back. Make sure your hips are level, weight is evenly distributed under both knees. And then unwrap, bring your hand under the shoulder, unthread, left arm sweeps up, take it behind the right arm, coming onto shoulder and temple. And from here, wrapping the arm around your back, rolling the shoulder back. And unthread, and underneath the shoulder, we're sliding, bringing the hips down onto the heels for child's pose. Knees can be apart for extended child if that's more comfortable for you. So relax your hips and your back. Just let the body sink down. And then we're going to straighten our arms. Fingers are nicely spread on the mat. And we're going to lift onto our knees, curl our toes under, swing other hips up into downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees, draw the chest towards the thighs, lift the hips, roll the shoulder blades away from each other, slide them down the back. Getting that nice length in your spine, and then you can pedal the heels down one at a time and stretch out those calves a little bit more. And then we're going to walk the feet to the front of the mat, and we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Sweep the arms up and exhale to namaste. Inhale, sweep up, open the chest. Exhale, folding forward, just hanging here like a rag doll. For a few breaths. Inhale, coming into a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Stretch out the hamstrings. Keep your shoulder blades drawing towards each other. If they open up too much, you're probably rounding your back, which is not good. We want to keep a nice flat back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left leg steps to the back of the mat, knee to the floor. You can stay down here if you like for an easy option, or sweep up and then lunge into that front knee. Hips are moving forward here. Take 5 breaths. Knee tracking over the center of your foot, not coming further forward than the ankle. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step 2, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. You can be on your knees for an easy option if you like. Chaturanga down. Keeping the elbows in towards your body. Inhale into a little cobra. Shoulders down, elbows in. back to downward facing dog. And we're going to walk our feet to the front of the mat, rolling up one vertebra at a time, sweeping the arms up overhead, exhaling as you bring the palms together and lowering the hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg steps all the way to the back. Knee to the floor. Stay down if that's easier. Or sweep up. Exhale as you lunge forward. Inhale. Exhale to the floor. Step to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Either variation. Chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the front of your mat. Roll up. Sweep up. Namaste. One more on each side. High lunge this time. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left leg steps back. Heel to the floor, or you can keep the heel lifted if you want more challenge. Sweeping up. Make sure that knee's not coming further forward than the ankle. Nice legs back, nice straight back leg. Inhale. Exhale to the floor. Step to downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, down dog. And make your way to the front of your mat. Roll up. Sweep up. And back to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg steps all the way to the back. Oops, we're coming up, aren't we? Heel up or down, just depending. If your heel is down, it is an easier option for you. Sweeping up. Straighten up the back leg. Inhale here. Exhale to the floor. Step to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the front of your mat. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Sweeping up. And exhale to namaste. Lift the left leg. Step to the back of your mat. For warrior two, line your heel up with your arch or heel on the back foot. Arms to shoulder height. Now all we're going to do here is bend the knee. Track it over the center of your foot. Gazing over your front fingers, stacking the shoulders on hips. Inhale, arms up, feet to parallel. Exhale, folding forward. Hands can be on a block. If your back is rounding, you want a nice flat back. Maybe you can be down on forearms if that's available to you. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, left toes point to the side of the mat, opening out. To warrior two, gazing over the front fingers. Slight angle on that back foot. Knee tracking over the center of your foot. Roll it out towards the little toe. Inhale, sweep up, feet to parallel. Exhale, folding forward. Coming onto your block, forearms, wherever works for you. You can bring your right arm underneath your chest, left arm sweeps up, or a twist. And we'll lower the hand, right arm sweeps up. And down, sweeping up. Taking the right foot to the front of the mat, pointing to the front of the mat, straight leg this time, arms to shoulder height. Reach out for Trikonasana. Nice inner thigh stretch before you bring that hand to your shin or knee, thigh. Left arm lifts. You can extend the triangle if you like, bringing the arm over towards the ear. Inhale, sweep up, feet to parallel. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to walk the hands towards the right foot. You can have them just to the inside of your foot or onto your ankle and drape down over your leg. And then walking over to the left foot. And walking back to center, sweeping up. Taking the left foot to the outside, to the side of your mat. Right foot's on a slight angle, straight leg. Arms to shoulder height, reach out. Bringing the hand to the leg, right arm reaches up. You don't want to bring your hips behind you and your shoulders to the front. Stay nice and flat here. Just like you're a piece of toast about to go into the toaster. If your butt's sticking out, you're not going to be able to fit into that toaster. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Feet to a 45-degree angle this time. Bringing the arms to Kali pose. Knees bent, mini squat. Taking the knees over the center of your foot, so really push these knees back. Roll them back. Really open the chest here, taking the elbows back. You can stretch your wrists if you like, as if you've got a plate on your palms. Heels lift. Heels flat. Sink a little deeper into that squat. Bring our palms together, lower them to heart center. Might be getting a bit tired now. You can keep them in Kali pose if you want. Heels lift. Heels to the floor, and we're going to swivel the right foot to the front of the mat, bend the knee, hands to the floor, step to downward dog. Let's take a few breaths here, nice resting pose. And we'll walk our feet to the front of the mat. Rolling up, one vertebra at a time. Sweep up. And exhale forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, left leg steps back, knee down, hands to the inside of the leg, lizard pose. You can be on a block if your back is rounding, hugging the knee towards your shoulder. And coming into a little runner's stretch. Use your blocks if you've got them, or your hands can be on hips. Flexing the front foot, straightening the front knee. And we're going to slide the leg forward. Coming into monkey pose. Hanumanasana, keep your hips level with the front of the mat. We don't want this left hip to roll out to the side. And we'll slide back. Lower into child's pose. Arms are forward, extended out towards the front of your mat. Come up onto your knees, curl your toes under, swing the hips up, back to downward facing dog. And we'll walk our feet to the front of the mat. Roll up, sweep up, and namaste. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg steps to the back. Knee to the floor. Hands to the inside of your leg. Hugging the knee into your shoulder. Coming down to forearms if that's more suitable. And then a little runner's stretch here, prep for Hanumanasana. Just getting that hamstring stretched out. And then we'll slide the foot forward. Three more nice big breaths. Slide the leg back. Bring the knee underneath the hip. Coming into child's pose again. You can extend the pose by taking your knees apart. And we're coming up onto our knees, lifting the arms, extending the spine. Exhale, hands to the back of the pelvis, pressing the hips forward for an easy camel. Lifting the chest, you want a lot of space in your spine. Neck following the curve of your spine, don't let it just drop back, and compress the vertebra. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back into child's pose. And stretch the arms out in front. Come up onto your knees, curl your toes under, swing to downward facing dog. And we're going to slide the right knee behind the right wrist. Left leg slides back. We're going to come down onto forearms or chest, everywhere in between. Maybe lower it down onto your right hip. Bring your knee into the sole of your foot. If you have knee issues, pigeon can be a little bit intense on your knees if you've got issues with your knees. Make your way up onto your hands. Step 2, downward facing dog. And we'll slide the left knee behind the left wrist. Right leg slides back. Forearms down on blocks or all the way down onto your chest. Lowering onto the left hip. Coming into that deer pose, different variation, same stretch. And then we'll make our way up onto our hands. Step 2, downward facing dog. Just let your hips stretch out a little bit. Loosen them up. Knees to the floor. And we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to swing the feet over to the right. Straighten out the right leg, lift the left arm. Now this is an easy side plank. If you want more of a challenge, straighten both your legs. You can have one foot in front of the other, left arm lifts, or you can bring your foot to the front for a sort of in-between variation. And then hand to the floor, knees to the floor. Swing the feet to the left, right leg slides out. So you've got a line, hand, knee and toe all on the same line. If you want that more challenging variation, you can bring one foot beside the other, reaching up at that arm. Most challenging is right foot on top. It's probably not suitable for this class, being an easy class though. But if you're not doing an easy class at home, you can do whatever you like. And then hand to floor, knees to floor, 3 cat-cow. And then we're coming down onto our stomach. Bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose. Pulling the floor back, just activating our Sphinx. So push the chest forward, pull the hands towards you. Lengthen out all the way to your toes. Feel that nice stretch in your spine. You can stay here for another 5 breaths, or if you want to deepen the stretch, you can pop blocks under your forearms. Just make sure your elbows are directly under your shoulders, or you can simply straighten your elbows, coming into cobra pose. Just make sure you're not compressing your lower back. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort in your lower back, just back right off. You've got to look after your spine. It's very, very delicate. And we're coming down. If you're up on blocks, coming down to forearms. We're going to slide the left arm forward, so we can slide the right arm behind it. Left arm crosses over the front. And we'll slide those elbows away from each other. And bring your chin onto your upper arm, keeping your shoulders level. Just relaxing your hips, glutes, shoulders. Sliding the elbows back, coming back into Sphinx, and we'll slide the right arm forward a little bit. Left arm slides behind the right arm crosses over the front, walking the elbows away from each other, keeping your shoulders level, resting your chin on your upper arm. You can pop your forehead on a cushion or block if it's more comfortable. Just try to relax here. And then elbows back underneath your shoulders. Take the right arm out in line with your shoulder, rocking up onto the right hip. Your knee can be on the floor if you're a little tight in the shoulder, or one leg on top of the other, or you can take the leg behind. You can take your arm behind to add a bit more weight to the stretch. If your neck is uncomfortable, pop your head on a block or cushion. And if you're still not getting enough stretch here, you can lift the arm so that it is higher than the shoulder. That will increase it. Rolling onto your stomach. Take your left arm out in line with your shoulder, or higher if you've got quite flexible shoulders. Rocking up to any of those variations. Don't forget to keep your neck comfortable. And come back onto our stomach. We'll take our arms down beside the body with the palms facing upwards and lift into Salabhasana. And cheek to the mat, wriggle the hips. Release your back muscles. Then we'll take the feet into the hands. If you can only reach one foot with one hand, that's fine. If you can't quite reach, you can always do this on your side. So you can pull it in towards you. You'll probably be able to reach it easier that way. So pressing the pelvis down into the floor and drawing the heels in towards the glutes. Now if you've got one foot, you can move to the other side. You can stay here and keep stretching your thighs, or if you'd like to move into bow pose, you can do that. You might want to slide your hands onto your heels, pressing your heels or the tops of your feet into your hands, lifting into an arch. Releasing gently, let your feet float to the floor. Left. Place your hands beside your chest. Lift your knees. Coming into child's pose. Counter pose for our back bending. Coming up. We're going to cross our ankles over, rock back onto our sit bones. The legs out. Going to stir the dal pot. And then change direction. You can do much bigger circles if you like. If you've got a lot of energy today and you need a deeper workout for your abs, the bigger and slower the movements, the harder it is for your abs. And then we're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knees, rolling up into Apanasana. Take the top of your knees, roll them in circles. Change direction. And then extend your legs out. You can pop your knees on a bolster if you need to take the pressure off your back a little bit. Lying in Shavasana, feet are parted. Let the feet fall naturally. Shoulders down away from the ears. Slide your arms away from your body, palms facing upwards. Nice, slow, deep, relaxing breaths. With every exhale, release a little bit more tension. Almost all of that tension has been eased away, squeezed away, massaged away. But if you feel any extra tension still in the body, just breathe it away with every exhale. So every exhale is a nice releasing breath, allowing your body to sink deeper into the floor. Start to move your fingers and toes. Just waking the body up, bringing some energy back into your body. And bring your knees into your chest. Just give them a gentle hug in. You can roll to one side. Just taking a couple of breaths in recovery position. Before making your way up to sitting for some kirtan. Kirtan is the singing of ancient mantras, sacred spiritual sound vibrations. And they nourish the soul. They're spiritual food that we need to fill that inner emptiness that we all experience. So just fill up on this beautiful spiritual food. The mantra is Om Hari Om. I'll sing it through first and then you respond. As described in the ancient yoga texts, the Vedas or the Bhagavad Gita, that our mind can actually become like the ocean that's ever being filled. There's so many rivers from all over the world flow into the ocean, but the ocean is always still. So our mind can be like that. We've got all this craziness going on in our mind. But our minds can actually become like the ocean, so we can step back from it all, not be so caught up in all this craziness. Through meditation, we can actually learn to detach from the mind, become like that ocean that's undisturbed. Namaste.